it's hard to reflect, this soon after the game. Yeah, we asked this group to come in here and grow as a team, and we came here to play 6 games and get better each game. I didn't think we could play better after the Finnish game, and they proved me wrong. And I thought it was a flawless performance by a group of players that gave nothing but bled red and white for, 3 periods of hockey, 3 periods plus of hockey. And I couldn't be more proud of the group. They did everything we asked of them and more. Executed our plan, and, just some days it's just not meant to be. And unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be today, but it wasn't because, this team stubbed their toe. They were exceptional.
Hi, John. Guillaume Lefrançois of La Presse. There's obviously a lot of risk management in overtime. How did you see the whole play that led to the goal?
Overtime's overtime. You take 4 players off the ice. Now hockey's not hockey anymore. There's a reason overtime and shootouts are in play. It's all TV driven and, to end games, so there's not, a long time. There's a reason it's not in the Stanley Cup Finals or playoffs because, it gets ended in 5. But it's still skilled players out there making skill plays, and the U.S. team has some skilled players, and as do we. And they made one more play than we did in overtime, and you have to tip your cap to them. That's it's still a competitive nature out there, and it's different. It's different hockey. There's no question. Players are put in little different situations, but like I said, we didn't score on our chances, and they scored in theirs.
Sid, Ryan Rashog from TSN. Just wondering kind of what your last few days has been like. Can you take us through the decision that you had to make and why you went the way you did, and just your thoughts on this tonight?
Yeah, it's pretty clear. Given the situation, whether you can either play or not play. And, I just didn't feel like I was able to. And, even to get to the point where I had to make that decision, I didn't think I'd be in that position, after the Czech game. I think our medical staff, everybody was incredible, and unfortunately just wasn't able to go.
Sid, Arpan Basu from The Athletic. I'm in the crowd on your right. In that decision-making process, I'm just wondering how much thought you gave to the possibility that this might be your last chance at an Olympic Games. Did that thought cross your mind, and how much did it weigh on you in the process?
It might have crossed my mind a little bit, but ultimately I think it was about, what's best for our group and what gives us the best chance to win. And, I think, that becomes pretty clear at that point. If I'm not able to go, then I'm not going to compromise our team or put myself ahead of that. So, it might have crossed my mind, but ultimately that's not how you make your decision.
John, Michael Tricos, The Hockey News. We saw a heck of a goalie battle tonight. What did you see out of Jordan Binnington, and what can you say about Connor Hellebuyck and how he played?
Well, I don't think we can look at this game and say one goalie outdueled the other. I thought they were both exceptional. I think one goalie got more work than the other goalie did. There were, a couple chances we created that probably 95% of the chance, 0% of the time to go in, and didn't go in tonight. Hellebuyck made a heck of a save. He didn't give up on a play on Taser and stopped it. Good on him for that competitive nature. I think overtime could have ended about 30 seconds earlier if it wasn't for that sick save by Binnington on the one-timer. So, you can sit there and credit, all the players on the ice that were doing their thing, but the goalies put on a pretty good show, and probably a reason there was such a low-scoring game.
Rustam Sharfordinov from TASS Agency, coach at Sydney. There is a lot of hate over overtime about format 3-on-3, and how do you think can maybe IHF to come back to format 5-on-5 in the overtime, especially the finals?
Listen, the game is 60 minutes long, and it should end. And all the teams know the rules going into these beforehand. So you can't come up here and say, oh, we're the losing team because we lost 3 in a 3-on-3, that's not fair. We knew the rules coming in. We won a game in this tournament 3-on-3. So that's not the way it is. Is it the traditionalists want it a certain way? I'm sure they do. But there's a lot more that goes into this than dragging out. You know, I've been a part of a 5 overtime game in Stanley Cup playoffs, and you know, I don't think people want to watch hockey for 6.5 hours. But we all get it. We got the rules, and whether you like it or not, you have to abide by them. And you know, we were on the short end of the stick.
Sid, Chris Jones from the CBC. What were you doing during the game, and when did you put your uniform on, and where were you watching it?
I watched in the training room. Yeah, we all kind of had our routines at that point, guys who didn't play and staff, and that's where I ended up watching the quarterfinals. So I stuck with that, and then they just let us know, regardless of the outcome, that we'd be, you know, join the team on the ice. So it was around. It was probably around a few minutes left, and obviously when it went to overtime, just slowed that down a little bit, and then, you know, waited to put the rest of my gear on, you know, before the finish.
Sid, can you give us a thought on the tournament that Connor McDavid gave the team?
Incredible. He did everything. He did everything, you know, humanly possible to lead us. To come into a tournament like this, best players in the world, and to be able to elevate to the level that he was at is unheard of. And you know, it's something that's amazing to see up close. And you know, you feel for him just because he did so much and led, you know, in every possible way. And we all want to win for each other, but you know, especially for him. So it's tough that we weren't able to get the result that we wanted.
If we don't have any more questions on site, do we have any remote questions? Oh, we have. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, Sid, Arpin from The Athletic again, but you're close with Nate. I'm sure he's got to be feeling that one a little bit just because of the opportunity he had. I mean, just, you know, to what extent do you feel for him, and just how do you think he kind of digested the open net? He seemed pretty upset with himself afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we all feel that way, and obviously, you know, being close to Nate, knowing what he puts into it, what it means to him. But honestly, I think it means so much to everybody in that room, players, staff, you name it. But you know, it's not about that one play. We had so many opportunities. We did so many good things. We played the right way, and we played the way that, you know, we knew was going to give us success. And unfortunately, it just, you know, in one game, anything can happen. But I think, you know, after a loss, it's always easy to sit there individually and say, what could I have done better? Or maybe if that would have went in, you know, how would have changed the game? But, you know, what I would say about him is just he played an incredible game, and there were so many opportunities that we could have won that game. And but as a team, I don't think, you know, there's not much more we could have done, and you know, that includes him.
So we go for 2 more questions, please.
Jaakko Perttilä, Suomi Kiekko Finland. Sid, do you think this was kind of a pass the torch moment from you to Connor McDavid?
I don't really think of it that way. You know, I was just so grateful to be part of this group. The way we played, the way we got better with every game, like Coop said, I thought that was, you know, that was so important. But you could see it, you could feel it, and you know, I think I was thinking more about that and just, you know, being grateful and thankful to be part of this group more than I was thinking about passing the torch or anything like that. I mean, he was incredible, and as his teammate, it was fun to watch.
And the last question, please.
Hi. Does it hurt to lose to United States because of the rivalry, because you know each other so well, because what's going on outside hockey and sports?
It doesn't. Losing hurts. Doesn't matter who it's to. So for me, I look at this game. I'm so proud of what went on. I'm proud of our country. I'm proud of our players. I'm proud of our team. At the end, you're going to read in a book that in 2026, USA won the gold in Olympic hockey and Canada won the silver. But I think in the big grand scheme, the big winner of this tournament was ice hockey. And I think that's what we should all take out of this.